Okay, so now that I've created a profile data with these design markers and paving features and automatically generated this corridor model, I'm going to now generate the finished ground profile output that we're going to put on the sheets, the improvement plans. So I'll need to create a new drawing dedicated to this alignment, which is alignment 4. So in my new drawing, I'll first save it and call it Profile 4. I'm going to set my annotative scale. The thing I need to do is attach this drawing to the ASE project data folder, which now is. I'll save it. And I need to also associate it with the Civil 3D project. So now I'll go ahead and generate the Civil or the ASE profiles with the Profile tab of the ribbon. Under the Build panel, go to Generate Profiles. The very first time you generate profiles in a new drawing, it'll ask you which alignment to use, and this is the only one we've got data for right now. It's the only one we've shared. So we'll click OK, and we should be prompted for a surface. We weren't. Let's zoom extents so we can see the actual profiles, and there they are. And it looks like we're missing our existing ground profile line. So sometimes that happens the first time. The existing ground profile line may not show up, and if that's the case, there are two things to check. The surface preferences says that they're not accessible. So I think that's because we initialized ASE before we attached the Civil 3D data. So let's just try reinitializing ASE. And now let's try regenerating the profile again. Still nothing. I didn't create a data shortcut. So that's a good problem to run into, because if it happens to you, you'll know what to look for. So you can see I've got no surfaces here. I need to go here and create a reference to that surface. And let me just, or I don't need to see the surface, I just need it for sampling existing ground profile from the active Civil 3D surface. Now let's see if we can get an existing ground profile in here. Now it prompts us to select a surface, and it'll maintain that surface. You won't get prompted every time. So now we've got our existing ground profile line in there too. They're spread apart so you can work on them, but you can collapse these together and then reference them on the improvement sheet, and the display system will re-separate them for you, or you can leave them expanded. If you want to bring these closer together, we'll have to go into the region properties, and right now we've got a overhead clearance of 10. You could drop that down to maybe 1. Subgrade clearance, the distance between the lowest point and the next, or the bottom of the profile frame, which is invisible. The lateral clearance is the spacing to the left. We can leave that. Datum looks like if we put the datum at about 1168 or 69, I'll do 1168, and then lock it there. We can prevent it from floating. And let's see, every text height, everything else looks okay. Let's see how that looks. And that sure gives us a lot more compact view of the profiles. There's your output. And from this point, we can start adding additional labels to this, like the Linework Labels, for example. The labels automatically detect which surface and component it's labeling, and the labels are customizable. When you need to space these labels out, the PVI labels, you can branch these. And there are a variety of other things you can do. You can branch grades if you have a need to. And if you have to change the scale or anything, the system's completely dynamic. So any changes we make to the paving data in the design drawing will be reflected in this profile, which is the whole point of having things set up this way. Let's do a little more branching here. And we can add a lot more labels to this. This is just a first view of the design, but we can easily change the design and have our drafting output update with those changes without having to do any manual work to create the top of curb line or the offsets. We've really just started here. We do a lot with this.